Don't breathe. If you exhale too loudly right now, the manager standing exactly 3 feet below you will look up, and she will see the perfectly cut hole in her ceiling. You are suspended in total darkness. Your muscles are screaming. You haven't moved a single inch in 6 hours. But you can't panic, because you are a fully trained paratrooper of the 82nd Airborne Division. And right now, you are executing the perfect crime. You don't leave fingerprints. You don't trigger alarms. You just wait for them to open the safe. But hiding in the ceilings of 60 different McDonald's is just the prologue of your story. Before this ends, you will pull off the most impossible, gravity-defying prison escape in modern American history. And you will build a secret, bizarre double life inside the walls of an abandoned Toys R Us. If you're fascinated by the brilliant but twisted minds of America's most elusive fugitives, hit that subscribe button right now, because you are about to step into the boots of Jeffrey Manchester, the phantom they called the Roofman. And you're about to find out exactly how it feels to outsmart the FBI, until your own ego destroys you. You weren't born a criminal. In fact, if anyone looked at your resume, you were the definition of the American dream. Born in California, raised in a strict religious household, you were the quiet kid, the good soldier. By the early 90s, you were jumping out of perfectly good airplanes at 800 feet as a specialist in the US Army. They taught you how to rappel down ropes, how to breach structures, how to survive in hostile environments. They taught you how to sit utterly motionless for hours, observing a target without ever being seen. You were elite. But military medals don't pay the rent. By 1999, you are 28 years old. Your marriage is collapsing, your kids are being taken away, and you are staring at a bank account that says $147. You are drowning in debt, working a dead-end roofing job for $10 an hour. You feel like a failure. But as you sit in your empty apartment, you realize something. You know roof structures. You know military tactics. And from an old civilian job, you know the exact closing routines of McDonald's. You think to yourself, just one robbery, just to get back on my feet. That was the lie you told yourself. The good soldier died that night, and the Roofman was born. Your method is a masterclass in psychological control and tactical precision. You don't kick down doors. You don't wave guns in the middle of the lunch rush. That's amateur hour. Instead, you wait until 2 a.m. You climb onto the roof of a targeted McDonald's in the dead of night. Using your construction knowledge, you cut a mathematically perfect circle into the metal roof, bypassing every door and window alarm. You lower yourself down a rope into a storage closet or a bathroom. And then, you wait. For hours, you sit in the pitch black. You don't sleep. You listen. At 5:30 a.m., you hear the rattle of keys. The morning shift has arrived. They walk in, turn on the lights, yawning, making coffee. They think they are entirely alone. You step out of the shadows, wearing a ski mask, holding a rifle. They freeze, but you don't scream at them. You use a calm, gentle, almost comforting voice. Nobody gets hurt, you tell them. I just need you to step into the freezer. You'll be safe there. You aren't a monster. You have a code. You never hurt anyone. You simply walk to the office, find the safe combination that careless managers always leave on sticky notes, take the $4,000, and walk out the front door. 11 minutes total. You do this 43 times, over 18 months, across 5 different states. You become a ghost story, whispered among fast food workers. The FBI creates a massive task force just for you. They build a psychological profile. They know you have military training. They know you have an internal moral code because you refuse to use violence. But they can't catch you. They set up stakeouts, cameras, roof alarms. You simply adapt, hitting smaller towns, bypassing their traps like they are child's play. You are untouchable. You are the smartest guy in the room. Until May 20th, 2000, Gastonia, North Carolina. You decide to hit 2 locations in one morning. It's an arrogant move. During the second robbery, an employee manages to slip away and hit the silent alarm. By the time you walk out the front door, the police are already swarming. You abandon your car. You run. You use every ounce of your airborne training, vaulting fences, cutting through backyards in the early morning light. But there are too many of them. Dogs, helicopters. They corner you in a residential backyard. You drop the rifle. You raise your hands. The ghost is finally in chains. The judge doesn't show mercy. 45 years. You are sent to Brown Creek Correctional Institution. To the outside world, your story is over. But they don't understand the psychology of a paratrooper. Confinement isn't a punishment to you. It's just a puzzle waiting to be solved. You become the ultimate model prisoner. So well behaved, so quiet, that they assign you to the metal shop. For 3 years you work there. You never steal a tool. You never start a fight. You just watch. You memorize the exact schedules of the delivery trucks. You realize that when trucks leave the prison, the guards only use mirrors to check the undercarriage. They are looking for a human shape hanging down. So, over months, you secretly steal small pieces of plywood, black paint, and industrial brackets. You build a custom platform, painted entirely black to blend with the shadows of the truck's undercarriage. June 15th, 2004. The laundry truck arrives. You have a 15-minute window. You slide under the truck, secure the platform to the crossbeams, and lay completely flat, face down, suspended inches above the asphalt. The truck starts. It rolls to the first checkpoint. You hold your breath. The guard slides the mirror underneath. He sees nothing but a black shadow. The gate opens. The truck hits the highway. You are clinging to the bottom of a speeding vehicle, the wind roaring in your ears, every bump threatening to crush you against the road. When the truck stops at a red light miles away, you drop, roll, and vanish into the woods. You just pulled off the most spectacular prison escape since Alcatraz. But now you are a fugitive with no money and nowhere to go. Most men would run to Mexico. Not you. You crave structure. You crave a fortress. You find a massive shopping complex in Charlotte. Late at night, you climb onto the roof of a Toys R Us. You use your old signature move. Cut a hole, drop inside. But this time, you don't rob the safe. You move in. Imagine living inside a multi-million-dollar toy kingdom. During the day, you hide perfectly still behind walls of inventory, eating baby food and formula to survive. At night, when the doors lock, you own the place. You ride bicycles down the empty aisles at 2 a.m., but it's too risky. The store is getting busy for the holidays. So you find the ultimate hideout. Right next door to Toys R Us is an abandoned, out-of-business Circuit City. You break in and find a hidden space under a staircase. You siphon electricity from the active grid. You bring in a mattress, a TV, and a DVD player from the abandoned stock. You build a secret, fully functioning apartment inside the walls of commercial America. And then, your psychology takes a truly bizarre turn. The isolation gets to you. You don't just want to survive. You want a normal life. So, disguised, you start attending a local Presbyterian church. You introduce yourself as David. You volunteer. You meet a wonderful single mother. You start dating her. You bring her kids toys you stole from the store you live in. She thinks you are a stable, loving, Christian man. She has no idea she is dating America's most wanted fugitive who sleeps under a staircase in an abandoned electronics store. You are living the ultimate double life. You are a genius. But greed is a fatal disease. December 2004. You see the Toys R Us cash registers overflowing with holiday money. You can't resist. You set up a surveillance network using stolen baby monitors. You plan the ultimate heist on your own home. But on the morning of the robbery, things go wrong. Employees escape. The police swarm the building. You panic and flee back through your secret passage into your Circuit City apartment. But the cops find the passage. They kick the doors down. They discover your hidden room. And in a twist of irony so perfect it feels scripted, the police look at your DVD player. The disc left inside? Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can. You managed to escape the dragnet that day, but your luck had run out. Weeks later, thanks to a tip from the community you tried to infiltrate, the police surround you while you are walking down the street carrying groceries. You try to run one last time, but you're exhausted. The double life broke you. Jeffrey Manchester, the brilliant paratrooper, the unstoppable Roofman, is sentenced to 105 years in a Supermax facility. You tried to escape 2 more times from maximum security, adding decades to your sentence. Because for a mind like yours, the game never actually ends. The walls just get thicker. What would you have done if you pulled off that impossible truck escape? Would you have run far away? Or would you have built a secret kingdom in a toy store too? Let me know your psychological survival plan in the comments below. And if this deep dive into the mind of the Roofman kept you on the edge of your seat, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next investigation.